saying all that, you saying what you say when you're laying down tracks. I listen to this and I listen to that, but I don't listen anymore, cause you ain't saying nothing.
I'm in it to win it and you thinking I lost one, but you should really tell me where you're changing your watch from. Talk about the streets that you and your team run. Tell me how you living, the triple beam dream, son. Please tell me how I'm about to get clapped up. You treat me like Rihanna, I'm about to get slapped up. Hustle so hard like I'm fucking with Mack trucks. Whole gang of goons but never calling for backup. Now please tell me how you coming to get some. Playing Big Willie when you saying you're wet one. Now you hold the burner that will put me to rest, son. I Jay-Z your threats and it's on to the next one. So come with it, I ain't scared of no gun talk. 40 cal 5K, watching my tongue walk. You unrealistic and as sharp as a dough fork. Flow like Van Damme, real talk is a blood sport.
You saying all this and you saying all that, you saying what you say when you're laying down tracks. I listen to this and I listen to that, but I don't listen anymore, cause you ain't saying nothing.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the RWA studios for RWA Hype. Don't adjust the TV or check the YouTube channel. You are looking at the classy Rob Masse. This is week 2 of our broadcaster exchange program. We got Rossi to move out of the studio. Okay, not move out of the studio, but he left the studio again for the 2nd week in a row. It took some hot wieners and possibly dessert, depending on how much money I gave him. $5 can get you all of that, right? Anyway, he's down the hall at the RWA Chop Shop for what is going to be an incredible show tonight. We have a television championship match for you. It will be Amanda Fox taking on the sure shot Damian Black and our RWA television champion, Mr. Awesome Mike Grassa. Huge announcement last week. Amanda Fox beat the champion Mike Grassa. Damian Black won a #1 contendership match. What else could she do? Triple threat match. It works. And in our main event, it will be Jason Devine taking on Chris Cruz. Jason Devine still working on that road to Dynasty as he is in search for another chance at the RWA Triple Crown Championship. Without any further ado, let's kick it to ringside with my 2 favorite guys, Clemson Cadiddlehopper and the Mouth, Mike Mifflin. Gentlemen, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a treat for you. There are 2 men with which I'm not completely familiar. They're making their Rhode Island wrestling debut here tonight in front of every one of you. So, when they're here competing on this match. Folks, this contest is scheduled for 1 fall and has a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first comes a man who weighed in at 154 pounds and is hailing from Studio 54 of Manhattan, New York. Put your hands together for Josh Starks.
Another edition of RWA Hype off and running, and we're getting our first look at Josh Starks, Studio 54 from Manhattan, New York. I know very little about this man, and I'm not going to pretend I do, but it seems as though members of our studio audience are getting behind this man right off the bat. He has the look and the swagger that these kids these days that they gravitate towards. Should be an interesting contest here. And by the way, if I hadn't already mentioned, I am the one and only Clem Cadiddlehopper.
He weighed in this morning at 232 pounds, and he's hailing from Josh Starks' girlfriend's house. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Lips Manlips.
Lips Manlips. Ladies and gentlemen, I saw this man earlier, and I can't even begin to explain what you're about to see. Yep, you thought I was kidding. Well, I'm not. I'm going to be joined here by Bobby Rossi in a moment. I have it on good authority. You know the whereabouts of one Mike Mifflin.
It's funny you should say that. Mr. Mifflin, in fact, found love. He was at the Scurvy Dog, this little hole-in-the-wall bar in Oneyville, and sure enough, within a couple of days, you will hear of a Mrs. Mike Mifflin, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Love is not only a light switch away, but it can be found in the bowels of Oneyville. And speaking of bowels, we've got Lips Manlips here, looking like all sorts of not sexy, and really nauseating our studio audience. I see tons of promise for this young man.
You make mention of Mike Mifflin getting hitched.
Yeah.
It would appear as though that FNB and Stan Styles' love child has made his debut here in the RWA.
I am not too familiar with Stan Styles, but from what I can tell, that's right. And we are underway, folks. Lips Manlips is about to lock up with Josh Starks, and, well, not before getting some early match shenanigans done and over with. Don't do it, Justin. All right, and we're underway now.
Too eager to be checked out by the referee right there.
It's not gay, it's wrestling. However, the King of Funk, Josh Starks, doesn't seem to be impressed whatsoever. You got Lips Manlips here, really just trying to throw Josh off his game with all these ants.
Is that a heart shaved into his chest?
Big stretch from the Atom Bomb old Hulk Hogan used to have, but nonetheless taken out of the same page. Looks like Comedy Hour is over. These two are finally getting into it.
And Starks didn't appreciate that too much, and now firing away on Lips Manlips.
Apparently the face is precious cargo, so he takes a nice kick to the gut. 2 European uppercuts, and again, stay away from his face.
If you ask me, he has a face for radio. Perhaps he can get on the radio over in New York. Or what is it, 92.3 K-Rock over there?
I'm not quite sure, but that is definitely a face only a mother could love. And speaking of faces, Josh Starks' face goes right into the ring post. Lips Manlips taking advantage of the situation.
Just to be clear, there is no relation to John Starks, the former New York Knick.
Yes, that is correct. These are two entirely different people, not of the same family.
And no relation to Tony Stark of Stark Industries.
Absolutely not.
Building a bomb anywhere.
He wouldn't be wrestling in Providence if he was. Nonetheless, he's got his adversary here, stepping on the throw. Come on!
Well, we see that a lot of times during a women's match with their longer hair.
Right.
It's the first time I've seen it to date being done to an afro.
Not only is he a walking fire hazard, folks, but he is literally getting manhandled by Manlips here. And we're just going to go right ahead and say it. PG is completely out of the window. Don't kiss his lips. Don't kiss him on the lips. Dear God, Josh, don't do it. That's not even sanitary.
I thought I heard him yelling out, "Stranger danger." Is that possible?
It's possible. Anything is possible here at the Renegade Wrestling Alliance. And there's nothing pretty about that. He's just grinding him down to the mat and stomping away.
You said grind. I see what you did there. Big old handful of that afro. Suplex delivered, floated over there for the pin.
Say what you will about this young man's aesthetics, he is taking control of this match and is clearly have the upper hand here. God only knows where his lower hands have been. And our crowd reeling behind Josh Starks. Also heavily drinking the Pepto-Bismol as they watch this match.
Now, as I'm sure Mike Mifflin is aware, there is love for everybody, and I'm sure Lips Manlips would make a hell of a husband or boyfriend.
Nonetheless, he's going to make one hell of a cadaver, taking a neck breaker off the bottom rope. Last-ditch attempt by Josh Starks to get into this matchup. Both men are currently down.
Mandatory 10 count being administered by our referee.
Heavy European uppercut by Starks. And a drop kick into the corner, leaving Manlips rendered somewhat helpless and out of breath. And he has got the funk, ladies and gentlemen. A two-step into the corner and a mean face wash to end it off.
I always appreciate that creativity and incorporating a dance routine into that offensive attack right there. Referee a little bit out of position right there, Bobby.
He's still learning, as we mentioned last week. He's still somewhat of a novice to this whole thing, and so far he's doing all right. He's not perfect, but it's what we're striving for. And Manlips seems to be a bit out of breath. Not really taking charge much. Took quite a back chop. I stand corrected.
He's going to measure him to something right here. Charging in. No water in the pool. Starks seizing the opportunity, trying to maneuver the massive body of Manlips.
Navina Riley, eat your heart out.
Eating a little bit of soul food right there.
He's going to the top. What's he going to do here, Clem?
He's going to fly. Diving headbutt off the top.
I'm not sure how effective that is, considering that his head has a fair amount of padding onto it. Going for the pin. We've got a 2 count, and Manlips aware of where he is in the ring, making that rope break.
Able to glance out of the corner to his right and see that the rope was right there. No need to expend any extra energy. Simple rope break will break up that pin right there, as you saw. Is he going into his trunks for something?
He is reaching into his lips, his lower lips, and there's something in his hand. And it seems like referee O'Gara is aware of it too. He's trying to pull a fast one on the kid, but what is that?
I think that was his athletic supporter.
Oh man, and this match just gets grosser by the minute. Liz, don't take pictures of that. I know things are lonely at the top, sweetheart, but give old Rossi a call before you give Manlips a buzz.
I would suggest that maybe perhaps that was evidence more so than for her own use later.
I saw a gleam in her eye. Nonetheless, Manlips is trying to take advantage of the situation. An atomic drop, crushing the tailbone of Starks and into a German suplex. Very nicely done.
He can just roll over and make that cover here, and he might have him. Wasting a little bit of time.
Quite a bit of time, Clem. We've got a 2 count, and that's all we've got for now.
Perhaps hooking the leg may have been a different result.
Providence is down with the King of Funk. They are paying homage, tithes, and tributes. As Manlips presses upon referee O'Gara. Get out of there, kid.
I've noticed throughout the course of this match that his biker shorts have ridden up to the point that they're almost a Speedo. And I would like to point out that I'm highly disgusted. He's attempted a leg drop famouser a la Billy Gunn.
Ooh!
And I think he just drove his pelvis into the head of Josh Starks.
Not pretty at all, but definitely effective. He's going up to the middle rope. We've got a lips bomb going on and a cover.
Oh, if you can count to 100, it's over. Bobby Rossi referring to it as the lip bomb. Certainly a play on words, if I've ever heard one. Now, oh man, he's taking that athletic supporter and putting it right to the face of Josh Starks.
This is not wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. This is unhygienic and, one hell of a way to start off this edition of RWA Hype TV. The girl in the black wants it. They all want it. Give it to them. And I mean the cup, not your Manlips and such.
More action still to come. We'll be right back after this.